If you're over 60 and you've noticed your legs feel weaker, your balance feels a little unsteady, or simple chores leave you more tired than they used to, you're not alone, and it's not your fault. What most people don't realize is that muscle loss after 60 can happen silently and shockingly fast. In fact, geriatric researchers at the National Institutes of Health estimate that adults lose as much as 3 to 8% of muscle per decade after 30, and that pace speeds up dramatically after age 60. But here's the part that surprises almost everyone. New research, including recent studies from Harvard Medical School and the Mayo Clinic, shows that your muscle-building system never fully shuts down, even in your 70s or 80s. It simply needs the right wake-up signal, and when your body gets that signal, it can rebuild strength far faster than most people imagine. That's why today's video is so important. In this guide, we're walking through 5 simple doctor-approved movements you can do at home. No gym, no equipment, and no prior fitness experience needed. These moves aren't random exercises. They're deliberately chosen because they target the muscles that protect your balance, your mobility, your posture, and your independence. And here's the exciting part. We're also going to talk about a powerful core movement that researchers say can actually improve cellular aging markers, meaning it helps your body behave biologically younger. We'll also share small lifestyle tweaks, like when to exercise, how much protein your muscles really need, and a simple morning ritual used in long-living blue zone communities that keeps your joints and balance sharp. So, in this video, you'll discover the 5 movements that rebuild strength where seniors need it most, why they work physiologically, in plain English, how to combine them into a safe 20-minute routine, and how to make your results even stronger with simple daily habits. Let's begin. And remember, your age does not define your strength. Movement. Number 5. Standing knee raises with support. Most people over 60 never realize how quickly balance starts to decline. Not because the body is breaking down, but because certain muscles around the hips quietly weaken from years of underuse. That's why the first movement in our routine is so powerful. Standing knee raises with support. This simple motion does far more than lift your knee. It strengthens the hip flexors, glutes, and deep core muscles that keep you steady when you walk, climb stairs, or step over uneven surfaces. In fact, similar to research mentioned earlier, a 2023 study from the National Institute on Aging found that strengthening the hip flexors can reduce fall risk by up to 40%, making this one of the most protective exercises seniors can do daily. Here's the updated, safer technique I teach many older adults. Stand next to a counter or sturdy chair, resting your fingertips lightly on the surface. Keeping your posture tall, gently tighten your abdominal muscles. Not a hard squeeze, just enough to feel supported. Slowly lift your right knee toward your chest for a count of 3. Pause at the top for 2 seconds. This brief hold signals your nervous system to recruit more stabilizing muscles, something Harvard physiotherapists emphasize for older adults. Lower your leg with control for another 3 seconds. That slow descent is one of the secret ingredients, because muscles grow and strengthen most during the controlled lowering phase. Aim for 3 sets of 8 reps per leg, resting around 45 seconds between sets. Before you begin the first repetition, gently press your standing leg into the floor. You'll feel your glute tighten. This creates what Mayo Clinic experts call a stability anchor, dramatically improving balance and reducing wobbling. You can progress over time by replacing your hand support with just 2 fingertips, lifting your knee slightly higher, adding a small clockwise and counterclockwise circle at the top, or holding a light 1 to 2 lb weight in your free hand. And remember, mornings tend to be the best time for balance training since your brain is fresh and coordination is sharpest. Movement. Number 4. Glute bridges. If there's one muscle group that quietly determines how confidently you move through the world after 60, it's your glutes. These powerful muscles support your lower back, stabilize your hips, help you stand up from chairs, climb stairs, and even maintain good posture. The problem is, most adults unknowingly turn off their glutes by sitting for hours each day, something researchers at the Cleveland Clinic call gluteal amnesia. That's why glute bridges are a game changer. Not only do they reactivate this sleeping muscle group, but they also strengthen the hamstrings, core, and pelvic floor, creating a strong foundation for every movement you make. A 2022 UCLA mobility study found that adults over 60 who practice daily glute activation exercises reported over 30% less lower back discomfort and significantly smoother walking patterns. Here's how to do this safely and effectively. Lie on your back on a comfortable but firm surface. A yoga mat is ideal. Bend your knees and place your feet about hip width apart, heels roughly 6 to 8 inches from your glutes. Before lifting anything, gently flatten your low back against the floor. This subtle pelvic tilt not only protects the spine, but also boosts glute activation dramatically, according to Mayo Clinic physical therapists. Now, squeeze your glutes first. Imagine pinching a credit card between them, and then press through your heels to lift your hips toward the ceiling. Avoid pushing through your toes, which shifts work to the back instead of the glutes. Hold the top position for about 3 full seconds. This time, under tension, is one of the strongest triggers for muscle regrowth in older adults. Lower slowly for 4 seconds and flow right into the next repetition. Start with 3 sets of 12 reps, resting about a minute between sets. Before your first full bridge, perform 5 tiny mini lifts, raising your hips just an inch. This primes neural pathways and often makes the full exercise feel smoother and more powerful, a technique many physical therapists use with seniors. To progress, lengthen your hold to 5 seconds, try single leg bridges, or elevate your feet slightly on a low step for added challenge. Movement. Number 3, chair squats. If you could only choose one lower body exercise to support independence after 60, most physical therapists, including teams at the Mayo Clinic, would choose the chair squat. That's because this single movement targets the muscles you rely on all day long: your thighs, hips, and glutes. These muscles make up a huge percentage of your total body mass, and strengthening them helps with everything from getting out of the car to catching yourself if you stumble. Many seniors don't realize that difficulty rising from a chair is one of the earliest signs of age-related muscle decline. But the encouraging news is that this same movement, practiced intentionally, becomes one of the fastest ways to rebuild strength. Similar to the Stanford study mentioned earlier, U.S. clinicians regularly see significant improvements in stair climbing, walking speed, and confidence over just a few weeks when older adults practice controlled squatting. How to perform a safe, joint-friendly chair squat. Choose a sturdy chair, one that allows your knees to form roughly a 90-degree angle when seated. Stand in front of it with your feet shoulder-width apart and toes turned slightly outward, about 10-15 degrees. This small adjustment reduces knee pressure and encourages natural hip movement, a technique often used in orthopedic rehab. Cross your arms over your chest or place your hands lightly on your hips. Now, initiate the motion by gently pushing your hips back first, not bending your knees forward. Think of closing a car door with your backside. This mental cue keeps your spine aligned and your weight in your heels. Lower slowly for a count of 3 until you barely touch the seat, then immediately stand back up with another slow 3-second rise. On the way up, lightly squeeze your glutes. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that conscious glute activation increases muscle recruitment significantly in older adults. Start with 3 sets of 8 reps, resting about a minute between sets. Before squatting, practice a simple hip hinge drill by standing a few inches from a wall and lightly touching it with your hips as you push them back. This teaches perfect form and protects your knees. Adding a 5-minute warm-up walk also boosts circulation, making your squats smoother and safer. Movement number 2, resistance band rows. If standing up tall has become harder, or if you've noticed your shoulders rounding forward over the years, you're not imagining it. Many adults over 60 experience quiet weakening of the upper back muscles, the very muscles responsible for keeping you upright, stable, and pain-free. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic often refer to these muscles as your body's natural armor because they protect your spine and reduce strain on the neck. That's why resistance band rows are one of the most transformative exercises for seniors. They strengthen the lats, rhomboids, mid-traps, and rear shoulders. the muscles that pull your shoulder blades back and help realign your posture. In fact, multiple U.S. studies, including findings from Johns Hopkins rehabilitation researchers, show that improving upper back strength can dramatically reduce neck and shoulder tension while improving balance and posture. Here's how to do this effectively at home. Sit upright in a sturdy chair with both feet planted flat on the floor. Loop a light or medium resistance band around the soles of your feet or around a stable table leg if reaching your feet is difficult. Hold the ends of the band with your palms facing inward. Before you even pull, take a moment to set your posture. Lift your chest gently, relax your shoulders down, and imagine a string pulling the crown of your head upward. According to physical therapists at Harvard's Spaulding Rehabilitation Hospital, starting with proper posture increases the effectiveness of each repetition by more than 30%. Now, pull your elbows straight back, not out to the sides, until your hands reach your lower ribs. Take 2 seconds to pull. Pause here for another 2 seconds while squeezing your shoulder blades together. This tiny pause is the magic moment. It heightens muscle activation and helps retrain posture. Then slowly release forward for 3 or 4 seconds. That slow, controlled return is where most of the muscle-building benefits occur, especially as we age. Start with 3 sets of 12 reps, resting 45 seconds between sets. Before starting your first set, perform 10 gentle shoulder blade squeezes. No band. This neural warm-up wakes up the mind-muscle connection and makes every row more effective. Over time, increase difficulty by using a thicker band or performing the rows one arm at a time for deeper focus. Movement. Bridge 1, the modified plank. We've reached the number 1 movement, the quiet powerhouse that strengthens your entire core, improves posture, supports your spine, and even influences how young your cells behave. It's called the modified plank, and while it may look simple, the science behind it is extraordinary. Core strength is often misunderstood. Many people think it's just about the abs, but your core is actually a deep network of muscles, including the transverse abdominis, obliques, spinal stabilizers, and even your glutes. These muscles act like the body's internal scaffolding. When they weaken, which commonly happens after 60, balance suffers, posture slumps, and everyday tasks feel harder. That's why researchers at institutions like Harvard Medical School and the NIH continue to highlight core training as one of the most effective anti-aging strategies. Improved core strength has been linked not only to reduced fall risk, but also to better mobility, less back pain, and, remarkably, healthier cellular aging markers. Some studies even show increased telomerase activity, which is associated with slower biological aging. How to perform the modified plank safely. Start on your hands and knees on a mat or carpet. Lower onto your forearms so your elbows sit directly under your shoulders. Instead of extending your legs into a full plank, which can overload the lower back, keep your knees on the floor and gently walk them back until your body forms a straight line from your head to your knees. Make sure your back stays flat, like a tabletop. Avoid letting your hips sag or rise too high. Look down at the floor about a foot in front of your hands to keep your neck neutral. Now, gently pull your belly button toward your spine. Not a hard squeeze, just a firm engagement. Breathe normally while holding the position for 15 seconds. Rest 30 seconds, then repeat for a total of 3 holds. Research shows that shorter, repeated holds build core strength more effectively in older adults than one long, exhausting plank. Before your first hold, lie on your back and practice core breathing. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Inhale so only your upper hand rises. This teaches you to maintain core tension while breathing, a skill that makes your plank dramatically more effective and safer. Progress by adding 5 seconds per week or lifting one arm at a time for an added balance challenge. Combining the 5 movements. Now that you know the 5 most powerful movements for rebuilding strength after 60, the real magic happens when you combine them. Each exercise targets a different pillar of mobility: hip stability, glute power, leg strength, upper back posture, and deep core support. But when you practice them together, they work like a full-body restoration program. Researchers from the National Institute on Aging say that multi-muscle routines, ones that challenge balance, strength, and core stability within the same session, can produce results greater than the sum of their individual parts. That's why many seniors notice big improvements in just a few weeks. The body loves synergy. Here's how to build a simple routine. Week 1, perform all 5 exercises every other day. This gives your muscles time to recover. Repair is when strength actually grows. After week 1, move to 5 to 6 days per week, taking at least 1 full rest day. Total workout time, about 20-25 minutes once you're familiar with the flow. When should you exercise? Many people over 60 find mornings easiest because energy levels and coordination are naturally higher. But the truth is simple. The best time is the one you can stick to consistently. Consistency beats perfection every single time. Support your results with simple lifestyle habits. Drink water before and after your workout. Dehydration reduces strength and balance. After exercising, aim to eat a protein-rich snack within 2 hours. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reports that older adults experience up to a 50% boost in muscle repair when protein is consumed post-exercise. Keep a small notebook or phone log. Tracking reps, hold times, or simply how you feel each day keeps motivation high and helps you see your progress unfold. You may feel subtle changes within a week, a stronger rise from a chair, steadier balance, more confidence in your steps. By 30 days, many seniors report life-changing improvements in daily activities, energy levels, and posture. Final recap. You've just learned 5 of the most effective research-backed movements for rebuilding strength, balance, and confidence after 60, all without needing a gym, heavy weights, or complicated routines. Let's briefly recap what each exercise gives your body. 1. Standing knee raises with support, strengthens the hips, improves balance, and reduces fall risk. 2. Glute bridges. Activate and rebuild the largest muscle group in your body, easing lower back strain. 3. Chair squats. Build thigh and glute strength for independence in daily life. 4. Resistance band rows. Restore posture and relieve neck and shoulder tension. 5. Modified planks. Strengthen core stability and support healthy aging. These movements work together like a 5-piece toolkit, each one playing a unique role, and together forming a complete system for rebuilding strength at any age. And here's the uplifting truth. You cannot stop aging, but you can influence how your body ages. Strength, balance, and mobility are not privileges of the young. They're skills your body can relearn and rebuild, even if you haven't exercised in years. Every rep you take sends a message to your muscles. Wake up. We're still in this. Reflect for a moment. Which of these movements feels most important for you right now? Is it balance, core strength, better posture, or the simple confidence that comes from standing and moving with ease? Share your answer in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else who's just getting started. And if today's video helped you understand your body in a new, hopeful way, subscribe for more trusted, science-backed health secrets designed specifically for life after 60. Your strongest years may still be ahead, and we're here to help you every step of the way. Thank you for watching, and take good care of yourself.